Om Shri Sai Ram. Pranams at the lotus feet of beloved Bhagwan. Indaro Mahan Bhavulu Andariki Vandanamu. I generally don't say I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of beloved Bhagwan because we don't know about our humility level, basically. And from the tongue, just like that as a word, I don't like to say that. Again, to do pranam, it is His grace. So, what is there in me to offer Him? Nothing. Today, Swami has decided as a very, very special day, as Haryana has come as fill up the blanks, because it has a deep significance. Yesterday, suddenly, our dear Venkat told me, oh, Hirak is working, yes, Kumar not there, and now you speak. I told Venkat, I have been talking. Not only that, in Singapore, one day I have spoken for 6 hours. So I told I won't talk, but he told you have to talk. I was wondering why he says so. Then I thought, unless until Swami wills for a purpose, this wouldn't have happened at all. Today, two most auspicious things. One is Kanchi Mahaprabhu Jayanti, a saint who lived truly as 100% a Jnani, a Kamakshi avatar. He lived, he sent Raganapati, Yamma Subbalakshmi, Veena Vijayamma, everyone to Swami. So such a Mahapurusha's birthday, I am here to be with all of you, with whom? Why should I say no introduction? We say our Sai Hitam family, and then we introduce Haryana is this, Haryana is that. That is each one's perception. Haryana is not that, but Haryana means, what is in me, I only know. If Venkat or somebody introduces, it has got a meaning to their perception, not to my perception. So that is why I told no introduction. Number one, no vote of thanks, because whom we are thanking in the family, we should avoid that. You can ask why we are doing for others. That is different. I request no introduction, no vote of thanks, because I want to feel this is my family. So that is one thing. So the fill up the blanks is the most beautiful thing, because another thing is today, Jeshta Purnima means out of all the Paurnamis in this year, this is the biggest Paurnami. It is full bloom, a day representing our blooming intellect. This day we think of God, or we have great thoughts, or a good thinking. That will be fully blooming because it is Jeshta Purnima. So 2 wonderful days coming together. I cannot select a better day to be with my own family. Yeah, if anybody talks also, I am there to introduce. But to share my heart out, this is the best day I feel that Swami has selected through Venkat. Today morning, I told Venkat, get ready for getting lagged. So he must have thought so many things. But I know, that all of you understand me, so you never think otherwise about me for sure, because your love for me is greater than my love for you. There where the miracle happens, and there is selflessness and true love exists, then there cannot be any stopping at all. And why I say fill up the blanks? It is easier for all of us. When we go to examination hall, if they ask us to write an essay, we have to think a lot, write big stuffs. But fill up the blanks. Already there are things, a sentence, only a small space have to be filled up. And that is the easiest stuff to do. It is not tough at all. Imagine, Haryana, you speak on this subject. Where will I go? I don't have knowledge. I'm not a learned person. I have not read any book in my life. I have not read Swami's literature. I have not read any literature. I am a big zero from all sides. Thank God, the topic is no topic. So that is better topic. And that is what fill up the blanks is all about. Leave it empty. You may lose 1 mark. And always I found in my school days from childhood, my grandmother brought me up with teaching Saundalari, Shivanathalari, Vishnu Sahasranam, this, that, everything. I thought I'm 100%. Till my SLC, my maths mark was 100. So I thought I'm 100%. But when I came to Swami's college, I was looking for 35% because I never studied. I was all the time contemplating Swami. For me, studies became immaterial. Maybe it is wrong for the world, but as far as I am concerned, study became immaterial. If I can get 35%, then I feel I am 100%, because remaining 65%, I am always thinking of Swami. So these exam studies, I don't have to waste my time at all. There also I go look for fill up the blanks, easy it is. So 10 marks out of 35 marks, 30% I get out of that, fill up the blanks. So that was a easy thing for me to do. And today, fill up the blanks is a greater significance. And in our life, always we think, there is something empty, something blank. When we study, we think we should go for job. When we go for job, that blank is filled. Then we think we should get married. Then, then that is a blank. Then you get married. Then you think that children should be there. But keep on filling the blanks. Imagine, we took birth as a child as 0. Not 35%, not 100%. As 0, we took birth actually. But the problem started the moment demarcation started coming in our life. You are better than the other. You are lower than the other. You are not doing this. You are not doing that. That demarcation only made us, instead of seeing half full, it made us fully empty. Means it always thought it has got empty points. Because of that dissatisfaction. How can, when it was 0, it was beautiful. But when we are becoming like that, we are not satisfied. We are not satisfied with anything. Absolutely no satisfaction. We think this is less, that is less. This should have been better, that should have been better. All these things, you keep on creating plans, instead of getting, until you get blank out, you keep on thinking about this is not that, that is not that. This is what we all think. And even God's worship, we do our job, we do our business, we do our profession. Then if there is time, fill up the blanks, God. If God can come as fill up the blank, Why not I? That's another thought process I had. If God can become, sort of fill up the blanks for all of us, why not this fellow who is not at all anywhere in anything? So, fill up the blanks is not that easy because it really, with small gap which is filled, it forms a big sentence. So, till we become again that same zero that is dropping of everything. We talk about ego dropping, jealousy dropping, competition, this dropping, that dropping. The moment we think about all these things, we cannot drop at all because subtleness of all these things keep living in our heart unless until, like we say, Swami, Purnavatar. See that even talking, I feel, I always tell Venkat and Satya, I don't want to talk at all because I find who are we to talk? When Swami Purnavatar has talked for 85 years, no inch has been moved in us. What is the use of our talk when we have not refined ourselves? Or is there use of our talk to our own self? Forget others. Forget all the people who are there in this satsang. Whether it has improved me, if it is improving me, more and more it improves. More and more you start thinking within yourself. You want to be silent. You don't want to talk at all. In Tamil, I have used this many times. Kandar Vendilar, Vendar Kandilar. A person who has cognized the truth shall not talk at all. The moment he talks means he has not realized anything. So I feel sad. I'm 60 years. What am I doing in this planet Earth? I'm in this jugglery of the world. So when I think about this, I want silence. I don't want talk. Yes, I take pleasure in introducing others, in praising others, because that gives little fill up the blanks in my heart, so that I'm satisfied. Yes, today I have praised somebody, so I'm very happy. So I come to talk. But me, myself, sharing, I have talked lots with all of you. Still to share. What is my thing? As my friend, I have shared this also. Casually driving in Canada, I told my friends, these devotees, what are they doing, man? All the time calling me for program. They ask me to sing. They ask me to talk. All the time singing and talking. Nothing. Always preaching. No practicing. He told Hari, where is the time? So, because all the time we are, always sharing, talking, but at least what we are talking is about divinity, about God, about Swami, only we are talking. But still, lots of steps we have to go further. All of us are Sai devotees. We all love Swami, no doubt about that. We all know every subject. It is not that, you are all there, you don't know any subject. So I have to come and talk to give a private jam. Or Sonam, Kote, Hira, Aruno. Nobody need to give. Because all of us do everything. Then why this satsang at all? Because if we don't have, what we'll do? Get up, take bath, have breakfast, office work, then come back and again dinner and talk with family. And if there is sweet talks, it's beautiful. It is not sweet talks, it takes a different shape at home. So many things happen and again waste of time. But imagine in satsang, we are reminded, Swami has told that, we are all the reflection of him and part of divinity. So we know that. But when we kept reminded, for Hariharan, it is getting reminded by others. For all of us, we get reminded, it's a transfer of good energy. So we are looking forward amidst this. Now, who is wrong in the world? Nobody is wrong. I am right. My wife is right. My children are right. The society is right. The Sai devotees are right. The whole world is right. There is nothing wrong. Then where is wrong? When we operate with our mind and compare ourselves, we want to be peaceful. That time when somebody talks something that disturbs us, then immediately, within ourselves we flare up. Otherwise, we are left to our own self. That is where Swami told, when I am alone, I am God. And that is what we have to ponder over. When we are alone, we can be God. Because you want to remind yourself, I am Venkat, I am Venkat, I am Venkat in the room. Because you are not mad. I am not mad. Nor Preeta is mad, Savitri is mad, Satya is mad, or Kala is mad, or Sangeeta is mad. Nobody. All of us. And we are left alone. We are one with that, actually. But then, this is a karma bhumi. Because we are in karma bhumi, we have to require the satsang. Sometimes I love satsang with so and so. I feel to myself, what is that satsang with so and so? Already sung is the company. Company with what? Truth. Now satsang with anybody. Yes, yes. Satsang with anybody. It's again sort of, something which is not the absolute. Yeah, it is peripheral truth, not absolute truth. Peripheral truth, yes. But actually, satsang, enough. Truth. It reminds us what is the truth. I was a child, I was a boy, I was an young adult, then I became, young, married, now I am becoming old. Like that it goes. That's not truth. Like that if you see whatever I must have been suffering for something, for want of money, I must have been suffering for want of peace, I must have been suffering for want of this, that passes away. Once that I got, after bhajan I get peace. So that is gone. My peaceless state gone. And when I earn money, that no money state gone. So that becomes false. Like that. But again, that is not permanent. So what is the truth? He says, Swami says, I. But how far? Because today I'm not going to talk about anything, I just want all of us, we have been listening to Satsang. How far in our lives, at least for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, we have heard Satsang. Sometimes I feel the older generation people, they never talked philosophy with young kids at all. They lived very normal. They did their duty. But they became so realized souls with nothing extra fitting to themselves. Because I compare myself with grandfather. Today, Hariharan, because of Swami's college studies and because of certain things, he is, sort of taken notice by people. But such great souls were never noticed in the society. Hundreds and thousands and lakhs and crores of great souls, whether your grandfather, grandmother, great-grandfather, great-grandmother, they must have been so great, but nobody knows about them. But if we go study their life, then we will know what sacrifice they have done without announcing themselves that they have done that sacrifice for so and so. Nothing, joint family, very difficult. So, that type of spiritual thinking, is that, they got hit by many situations and they have come over it instead of complaining about it. We complain about it, but they have come over it by a smile. They will argue, but they will get back to attachment. They will again move with people. And that was a beautiful lesson which present generation, we are not able to take it at all. There where we lack, that itself, no humility is there. Now, how can I say my humble pronouns at the lotus feet of Bhagavan? That becomes meaningless. That's why sometimes some words I avoid, because I find whether we are in that state or not, I don't know. I should not tell from my mouth. That humility is such a deep subject that whatever we express ourselves as humbleness, is that enough? I don't know. Because there is much more to it for humility. Humility can be only, you can say Purnavatar, or you can say Mahaperiva, or you can say about Ramana Maharshi. You can talk of such great souls who have lived and left the world. We can talk, but we don't know about ourselves. Till we leave this body, we can't claim ourselves as anything at all. Yeah, we can say, I'm improving. I try to develop patience. Yes, I try to develop humility, because how I develop humility, when I see somebody else. Suppose I see any one of you in Sai Geetam family. When I came to Sai Geetam family, or I go to Australia, I go to Canada, I go to UK, I go to US. When I go and see, I found everyone is so simple, so humble, and they know everything. And then yet they say, Harina, Harina. I thought, my God, what I deserve? These people are so great. What is there to tell about myself? I used to wonder. Everywhere I go, I went to Tirunelveli. They all came and met me in hotel. All Tirunelveli. Simple Sai devotees. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. They wanted to ask me to talk in 50th year Tirunelveli Swami's center celebration as Tirunelveli district, because Swami entered Tirunelveli, not Samiti. Swami's visit to Tirunelveli, 50 years they wanted. So I thought, okay, all have come to see me. So I was, happy that they have come. Natural, a human being, how much ever humble he is, he feels happy that so many people come and see him. So I was happy. I didn't realize that each one is a Jnani. Suddenly one very simple man with, sort of normal shirt and dhoti was talking, and now we want you, somehow you have to come with that. I told her, no need to, you are from Tirunelveli, you have to come. I told you, don't have to say at all, I will come. What is it? No, please, 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 they were talking. Then slowly I started talking little bit about Swami, so that, I share my experience with them. Then after that man started quoting from Devaram, Tiruvasagam, Periya Puranam, poems, left and right. And he started quoting Swami, this, that, everything. He was looking like a person who has no knowledge at all. Now he is Swamiji in an ashram as a deputy chief or chief of the ashram. Why I am telling, we go to places, we see people, and we find so much everyone has got. But all of us have to dig our own self. Because fill up the blanks means like we think it is very easy. It is not. Like, Mahabali, when he was a king, he thought, after all, a small boy. What, his leg is only so small. Only 3 steps he is asking, let him. But he didn't know that Mahavishnu has come as Vamana, going to fill up the blanks. See to it, no blankness is left out. That is what is the power, it is there in individually in all of us. When we can fill up our blanks, we become full. That should be a point to be noted, that all our blanks should be filled up with the right word. What is that right word? Love. What is that right word? A smile. These two, because from human, you can't expect anything better. We can't say human, he is Karunamaya. Only to God we can say. We cannot tell to human, he is Dayamaya. We can't say. But we can experience one thing. Yeah, this person is sweet. He always smiles and talks. We can say. And we can always feel, yeah, he is a very loving person. These two expectation can be had from human beings. This point suddenly Kote was telling. I thought, yes, because I was telling all the animals we can use for so many things. A cow gives milk. Milk becomes, sort of curd, butter, ghee, everything. And, like that, milk, a cow is worshipped as Lakshmi. Like that, every animal we worship. But from human, only these two are expected. So can we have these 2 points in our life? Because this is what Swami exactly did. What did Swami do? Always with a smile. Anytime with a smile. If he is telling you something very sharp also, he will smile. He will turn his head and start smiling at others. When we react to one individual in a harsh way, then we will keep our face, same grim face, for all the people around also. Don't talk to me now. That's what we will say. But Swami, suppose he wants to correct me, he'll say, Tatumpada, Indukra Chesavu, Swami Kishtaledhu. Like that he will tell. But next minute, nearby he will see smile. Like that. And he will see the VIP. Oh, you have come. Like that. Kabaya. Tak, it changes. That is called, that fraction of second. We should drop all our emotions. Can we do that? Because we learn. Lots of our brothers told these stories about how Swami used to, chide us for certain things. And how we used to throng around Swami. Like on the other day, Brother Sai Surendranath was telling, do you think Swami was angry? No. He wants to interact with us. How to interact with us? Suppose he interacts with only Hariharan, others are left out. He interacts with only Sai, others are left out. He interacts with only Kote or Hirak, others are left out. So he creates that for a temporary period. But he observes everyone without doubt. And then after that, what happened? Once we all grow and start telling Swami, 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 he's so happy because he gets at one time everyone's love attention. And he understood, yeah, my love has worked with these boys. Then seeing that, all the devotees also cry with us, laugh with us, happy with us. How much with one stroke he can create home Puttaparthi, that joyous atmosphere. And with one stroke, he can create all the people to pine for him. This is the lesson. With one stroke, everyone will start pining. Why students? Why Swami did good students? So if one boy has done something, not that he has done mistake at all, I'm telling you, Swami will never think, because he is Purnamada Purnamidam. When he is Purnamada Purnamidam, and when he is the creator, his creation can never be wrong. But there is a distance between all the planets. Like that divinity wants to create that type of Maya distance, mental distance. with that physical embodiment. Otherwise, existence is same. But he creates that distance so that pining is created. Suppose at home, why to go up to God level? Suddenly, there is a small argument comes. One of the family members will be serious and won't talk. Then what will happen? Other family member, he won't or she won't think whether she is right or she is wrong, or he is right or he is wrong. Whoever can really take it, they will come back with a normal talk, and slowly, slowly again the atmosphere is built, because a house is built of love, a home is built of love. Same thing Swami created, and that is why he created these samitis, not only to have it, okay, we have it officially, all these things, but there is something beyond official, is that humanness, that love, that sacrifice, that acceptance, everything. So we have to plan whether we have that acceptance, we have that love, we are able to appreciate this whole family. Of course, our Sargitam family is very unique. I am not saying, of course, the whole Sai devotees in the world, I always find that all of us are one, except few times few things happen. Okay, that is within family which I have taught. So what is very important is that oneness, we have to see to it we are not leaving at all. It's because we are having satsang. Are we catching the truth? Are the false thing what is happening around us? Taking note of those false things, and we are going to lose this satsang. Truth we have to cling on. In order to get to truth, you have to go through all these things to find what is the truth. So truth, like I told Philip Blank yesterday, suddenly Venkat telling, I cannot think, oh, how can Venkat say suddenly? I can't think. There is a truth beyond my imagination. So I find the truth today. Everything is beyond us. So that truth we have to understand. Such a lovely day, such a wonderful day, such a full day. We are getting the opportunity. This is what I feel. And I feel my Swami and I. This is what I feel. Because Hariharan was an entity who didn't know Swami. As my brother told, 1973, my brother went. My brothers went. I didn't know Swami. I was in village. But once I came to Bangalore, he pulled me. Then I had to go. Then he totally, that's all, he took me to himself. And today, I'm not able to leave him at all. Even if I disown him, he won't disown me. Because he has told, wherever you are, whatever you are, however you are, whomever you are mine. He has told. Like on the other day, Sai was telling, the thread is in his hand, kite can fly anywhere. But fortunately for all of us, kite is not at all flying at all. Because he has just put his, he knows very well, maybe we get stuck to some lamppost or electric wire and then get disconnected. So he doesn't want that to happen. For Sai and that family, it is different. But for us, he would have thought, oh, this fellow I leave. This fellow will, the kite will be cut in a lamppost or wire. So better not leave. Better tie to my hand, keep it with me only. So give this fellow something so that he is active with that, so that his mind is not idle at all. And he is all the time, he has to remember me, compulsion. I don't remember. I don't want to remember Swami, but I am compelled to remember Swami because he creates such thing to prove this world has got nothing in it. He is everything for me, for you, for all of us. If we properly analyze, we will understand this word means nothing. It has got only karmic bandhavyam. And the greatest thing, where to reach? To be one with Him. To be one with Him is to be one with everyone, which won't happen till even a little bit of recognition of I and mine is there. It cannot happen at all. And that is there in all human beings, at least a little. That littleness is the worst enemy for all of us. Can we really, because I don't believe in just having satsang, just having a talk, just I keep talking, as though I'm invited as a special fellow. I don't believe in that. I feel hurry. Have you removed that? How much is left out in you? Can you work out that? This is an opportunity for me to think that little bit can be removed so that I have, all the time bliss, never anything in my heart, not outside. Outside, whether I complain or not, in my heart, whether it is there or not. So I feel satsang today means I want to be with the truth. I can merge with that truth. For that I'm analyzing. That is why I'm sharing my heart with all of you. Otherwise I don't have to talk at all. That is why Swami has given this time for me to share with you. Having been a student, having been blessed by Swami for nothing, I'm an empty pot. I'm a simple empty pot. Whatever was filled in, it was filled in by Swami. Whether it is bhajan, whether it is His love, whether it is this world, everything Swami has filled in. I didn't fill in at all. So when I find that I didn't fill in, at all, then I have to leave it to Swami. Swami, you have filled this. You have to see to it that it doesn't shake at all. It should be stable and steady. So I'll pray to Swami, please keep me stable, steady. What is important for this? Like Kabir Das says, Moko kahan dhoonde re bande, main hu tere paas. Swami always says, or Kabir Das says, where are you searching? Like God telling the devotees, where are you searching for me? I am there near you. Swami always says, I am near you, I am in you, I am around you, I am above you, I am below you. This is what Kabir Das says. Moko kahan dhoonde re bande, main hu tere paas. So how to know He is with us? For that, what is required? He says, na mandir mein, na masjid mein, na kashi, kailash mein. Whether I am not there in masjid, I am not in mandir, I am not in Kailash, I am not in Kashi. Like that he keeps on saying, Kabir Das, what God says to us. Finally, he says, Main hu tere vishwas mein. I am there in your faith. This is what Swami always says, faith, 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 faith. Shri Baba said, Shraddha, Saburi, Shraddha, Saburi. Having got this, we have got faith. For so many things we have got faith. But at right time we drop that. Why should we? And even though we may drop, never He moves far away from us. I have told lots of experience of my life. I have seen lots of devotees who never left their faith with Swami. Whatever has happened. I know a friend of mine, Chidambara Krishnan, who was once, he was one of the first BD manufacturer of India, I can say, or of world, I can say. A rich man from near my village in Tirunelveli, from Kudal. Very rich man. All of you have heard his story. But I know him personally. His son was Swami's student too. Very rich man. Such a rich man. And our dear Swami, like Bhagavatam, Krishna says, for my devotee, I will pluck his name, fame, money, power, position, everything. Because I want him to get rid of all these unwanted titles so that he can be with me in my thought. People say, why I do so much prayer, but Swami is giving me difficulty. And if people ask, oh, that is karma, this, that, everything we say, because we can't tolerate. Because we believe ourselves more than the Creator. The problem, whether I or you, whoever it is, we question the Creator who has created this cosmos, not 50 years old, 60 years old, billions of years old he has created. How dare we question? Can we not have this much thinking? Not to question God who has created this universe. So I was telling something. So this Chidambaram Krishnan, Swami visited Tirunelveli. He used to take his Plymouth car and Chidambaram Krishna another car. They will race in the car. So wonderful, so much of closeness, stayed in their house, ate with him, stayed in their house, gave all the joy. A true devotee, if one believes that I had darshan, sparshan, sambhashana, Swami, I don't want anything in the world. I have not done it. Nobody has done it in this world. Chidambaram Krishna did that. After Swami stayed at his home, being with him for so many days, after Swami left, his heart was not there with the world. He was the first person for BD company to give advertisement. That time, no modeling was there. First advertisement with the actress Padmini was done by him. This he told me. Imagine such a worldly, a business-oriented person whose exports were in Malaysia, Sri Lanka, everywhere, throughout Tamil Nadu, roaring business. But after he met Swami, he found all, imagine, age is not 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. He was young, having children, having wife, having everything. How can today, this is the topic Swami is suddenly giving, how can he drop the business and go to Puttaparthi there? And on top of that, so many things happened. For years together. According to world, he suffered. According to me, he was enjoying. He was in bliss. People say, oh, that fellow is a stupid fellow. He's a roaring businessman. What is this nonsense? He dropped everything. It is not easy at all. It is for only that type of people who have crossed Artharthi, Jigyasu, one who can become to that stage of Jnani can do. And how did Swami teach? He didn't teach Chidambaram Krishnan. You sit, meditate for 1,000 years. You sit, stand on one leg. He didn't say. The very presence of that love of Swami made him realize there is nothing beyond this in the world. Why we are still talking? Why we are still holding to world? Because we have not become that. Chidambaram Krishnan became that. He knew. After many years, I met him in Vrindavan. He told me, Hari, you know what happened? People were complaining that I'm not making money. I'm a useless fellow, like that people were relatives. And this is after 40 or 40 years of his being in that difficult state. Can you believe? People went on poking. You are useless, very educated man. His English was flawless. His devotion, very simple man, very simple attack. Nobody can make out that he is so great. And he told me, people complain, you are useless. You put your wife and children on the road. You have done this, you have done that. You are not responsible. And he told, Hari, I thought I will, because Swami's strength is with me, I can earn any time, any amount of money. You will not believe. He started a contract business. He made crores. And he showed everyone, see, I can make. And next minute, he threw everything. Again, he became a pauper. This is what is called, the Vishwas we talk about. We give discourses for hours together. If somebody is got to Hariharan to listen, 100 people have come, Hariharan will give discourse on Vishwas. Hariharan will give discourse on anything. No use. Because we have seen with our eyes such great souls, how can we claim ourselves as somebody? That's why I told no introduction, no vote of thanks. Doesn't befit. Doesn't befit. Please understand. I have to understand first. Because when somebody announced, they took my Google sheet and they went on introducing for 20 minutes. I thought, I can't speak Swami's glory for 20 minutes. How can somebody talk about me for 20 minutes? I was shocked. When I have seen people like this, what I deserve to be introduced? What I deserve to be given vote of thanks? That's why my request, nothing else. It is not out of anything. Because these things goes place in my mind. Why not? It has not happened to me. Why did I ask God when I suffered for, I'm on the road? I said, Swami, do this, do that. I have asked Swami for coffee powder. If you'd have kept me that way, I think I would have looked for evolution. I would have gone to him by this time. This is where, I feel that, we have to sort of, because we can talk hours together on any subject. Each one of us have got such beautiful knowledge. That knowledge, very strict, straight. Knowledge is not wisdom. Ekam Bahushutam. Swami says, Manasekam, Ajasekam. Somebody told, we want to have some song in this. So suddenly, 1 month over, that devotee requested, I'm not getting Hindi. One day I was sitting, suddenly the song comes, Ekam Parishuddham. Unity is purity. How can we attain that? Manasekam Manashuddham. Vachasekam Vakshuddham. Karmanyekam Karmanam Shuddham. After that, he told divinity is, divinity is self-realization, or self-realization is divinity. Both are same. Then the word comes, Devikam is Advaita Darshanam. Advaita Darshanam, Atmajnana. So till the word, one word, if you have, then that word will become Shuddha. One type of straight heart, that will become Shuddha. One proper activity, that will become Shuddha. Then you can say unity is purity. Very easy English words. Swami says unity is purity. Very easy. have we marched toward that? This man at his young age, who has seen that life of a king, could throw in a kshana everything. Not with any aim. Vishwamitra, when he was Kaushika, he threw his kingdom because he lost his war with, Vashishta. So he thought, Vashishta's power I should achieve. A king, there is a aim to win over, to get that knowledge, to get that wisdom. Because of that, he threw the kingdom. But in Kali Yuga, 20th century, where this whole world is material, this man, having darshan at his home, sparshan sambharshan, having enjoyed that divinity, he has realized he could drop everything at a stroke. I am not saying everyone has to drop, but at least drop that highness and minus. We can minus, M-I-N-U-S, highness and minus we can. Instead of highness and minus, why? We can do that. Because I always find such great souls have existed in this planet Earth in our own time. We have heard Ramayana, Mahabharata, and all this charitra of all the great saints and everything. Mirabai would throw that palace and then run for Krishna. Surdas, he was blind to the world, though he knew that his hand was guided by Krishna, but he didn't want to show to Krishna that, he is aware that Krishna is guiding. So he was acting as though Shama, one boy, is guiding him so that he can have permanent company of Krishna. Otherwise, if he says, yeah, I know you as Krishna, then Krishna will leave him, because already it has another example I think I have shared with you. One man, I'm not going to that story. My program somewhere was there, and I have told this story. But in that Shirdi Baba temple, in front of all the people, there was darshan of Shirdi Baba, who came like a fakir. He was sitting. He already told what all I'm going to sing, this, that, everything. One Padmanabhan was sitting there. Normal man, director of his show that time. Big man. But he started my bhajan. And then he found that this man, like Shirdi Baba, was sitting near my stage. So he understood that is Shirdi Baba. So later, he wanted to catch hold of him. I think this story I told. After that, he came to, he caught hold of that Shirdi Baba person. And after that, he asked that Shirdi Baba person that where are you from and what is your name? That Shirdi Baba person told, all places are mine, all the names are mine. Then Padmanabhan caught hold, asked him to sit in the car. Then he dropped him in some place. After that, that form of Shirdi Baba vanished. So he understood. He had darshan of Shirdi Baba. He calls me up. He says, Hari, in your program, physically Shirdi Baba was present. Then he told, I won't live more than 15 days. Because the darshan of the Lord is over. No more worldly duty left out. And you brothers and sisters, understand, he left his body within 15 days. What type of conviction, how God has interfered in the devotees whom I have seen in my life. Like this, I can quote hundreds and hundreds. I always tell people, I don't want to talk about Swami. I want to talk about his devotees. That is why when anybody coming for talk, I say, let me introduce, because I find they are Swami for. And I feel I learned from everyone something. If you tell Sonam, I have learned. If you tell Hira, I learned. If you say Kote, I learned. If you say Sai Sonath, I learned. If you say Satya, I learned. If I say Venkat, I learned. I learned from everyone. Because learning is unending. I only pray to Swami. I don't want to take more of your time. And I only pray to Swami that, Swami gives that type of vishwas, that faith. Having heard this Chidambara Krishnam story, having heard that, I find that vishwas is very easy. We have not left our family. We have not stopped earning money. We have a house. We have a car. We have food to eat. We have everything. What is stopping us to have faith? This is where we have to think. We have to have that faith. Because, when he is there, Main hoon, tere vishwas mein. Where are you searching? Yeah, you can ask why we should not go to Kashi. Why are we going to Kashi? Why are we going to Mathura? Why are we going to Kshetrahanam? Because to develop that vishwas we are going. We'll go to Kashi because we spend money, human energy, travel. Then we think, when we go like that, when we go there, close our eyes in front of the idol. We don't even see the idol. And come out, I will say, I went to Kashi. Where is that faith? In our heart. Man mein hai vishwas. So we keep going to temples after temple to know man mein hai vishwas. So the moment we understand that man mein hai vishwas, over. Our life is over. We don't have to run for this and that. What knowledge we need to gain in this? Swami says, don't make your mastaka a pustaka. Don't make it a book. Don't make it a library. Empty it. I am studying myself for years from the time of Swami's college, good and bad in my life, and excellent in my life, joy in my life, bliss in my life, and then my association with Swami. I keep on probing. It's a big circle. I keep on probing. Still, I'm doing research with myself. If nobody gives doctorate, doesn't mean I achieved that knowledge. No. That is some level, that's all. So let us, having got to know the devotees. In olden days, all devotees were like that. I know every devotee. They were never bothered about anything. They surrendered themselves to Swami. And whatever happens, with smile they will say, that is the worst thing. They will say, what Swami has done to me. They say with a smile. So it's a great achievement. And here we complain. I never expected this to happen to me. That is our way of complaining. And that is their way of fullness. I really hope today on this Jeshta Paurnami and having got Kanchi Paramacharya's Jayanti, great soul who has taken birth, who have sent so many great people to Swami, pointing out this is Shivashakti Avatar. Imagine a Purna Jnani is pointing out that is Shivashakti, and we are getting easy. We didn't go through these Jnanis. That Jnani is free of cost. We got our Bhagavan. So what happens? This free of cost is the problem. If somebody shows off and this thing, you keep telling, please, 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 please. And that person you see, then you feel very happy. When somebody is standing nearby, we don't respect people at all. We respect people only who are rarely available for us. This is where our psychology is stuck with all human beings. We think that is greatness. That is not greatness. That shows our narrow vision. we have to take that Sarala Bhava. Wherever Sarala Bhava is there, understand there is divinity. And that type of divinity we have to catch hold of. Sarala Bhava. I always feel people know who talk to me jolly, funny. I never think, oh, they are talking like this. I feel how close they are to me. This is what I think. Because that Sarala Bhava makes them close. I feel, yes, I don't have gap with that person at all. So this is a Swami also. When we go to Swami like this, no, Swami, Swami. And Swami, I have seen, people say, Swami. They'll say, Manchili, yes. Swami will take care, he'll go. Like students, they will go talk anything, everything. And Swami will listen. Swami will give answer, create an argument there. And he will take us for a long time. Because that's an interaction. So you mean the students are, sort of, questioning Swami? No. They want more time with Swami. Do you think Swami is, Swami can say, hey, not moving. Swami doesn't say, why? Because he too wants that. Because all the people keep Swami far away. This voice keeps Swami very near. That nearness, if you want, it's Sarala Bhava. This Sarala Bhava is what makes us understand the faith. If at all we have developed little faith, all of us, it is because Swami had Sarala Bhava with all of us. Utilize this faith. We all have to utilize this faith and then establish ourselves in that truth. He is one. Like Swami says, Sathsangh, getting attached to Sathsangh with is another third word. Again, with also is Sang only. So already Sathsangh over. Connected with the truth. May Sai bless all of us. I am so happy that on such an auspicious day that this came into my lap, this opportunity to promote my thinking within myself, which I shared with every one of you. Jai Sai Ram. Thanks a lot. Swami bless all of us. Thanks for the greatest opportunity given to me. My pranams to all of you. Sai Ram.